We've been invited to a couple of parties, and I always like to take a hostess gift. It's how I was raised. I guess it's a Southern thing. I took one of the arched Dollar Tree frames. They are very shiny, and I wasn't a fan of that, so I put some Dixie Belle Bond emboss on it. And then I had these Dollar Tree napkins. Now, these are a couple of years old, and I haven't seen them lately, but any napkin would do, or a decoupage paper, whatever you had. And so I had drawn lines around the inside of that frame, and then I just followed that with a flimsy paintbrush and some water. And I just went around and outlined, where my outline was. And y'all, I know better. I had not taken the backing off of it. Napkins come in layers. Most of them are 3. This one's cheap. It's only 2. But I was able to salvage it and get it off. And then I just started gently tearing the napkin where those water lines were. And it's very simple to do, especially on a napkin. They're so thin. And then I just laid it down on my back end and put my frame over it to check my placement and size. And then I decided, I think I want a little more of that torn off. And you'll kind of see why as I go along in the project, why I wanted some more of it torn off. But so I just went back and went around a little. I mean, I wanted to keep my design, but I wanted it a little more jagged. And so I just added some more water, ripped some more. You can do that with anything. Just keep working it until you get it like you like it. And then I started working on my placement. Now, I am going to be reverse decoupaging on this. And I had already alcoholed my glass, but you always getting something on it when it's on your craft table. So I made sure it was good and clean, and I laid that napkin face down. Now, I am not a Mod Podge fan. I'm a DIY liquid patina girl. Mod Podge is just so thick and gooey to me, and I always get wrinkles. But in this case, I wanted wrinkles. You'll see why as we go along. So I put a really good thick coat of that Mod Podge on there. And I do have it laying in the frame, which is kind of a pain, but it helped me place that napkin where I wanted it. So I just continued with that Mod Podge, and then got my napkin and laid it down. Now, for once in my life on decoupage, I was not concerned with wrinkles. In this particular project and the look I was going for, wrinkles were a blessing. So I just went ahead. Normally I wait and let that dry, trying to get all my wrinkles out and all that, but not this time. I went straight in with that Mod Podge and let the wrinkles happen. And that's how it looks. It's real white, but Mod Podge dries clear. So then after it dried, and it took a little while for all that Mod Podge to dry, I got out my Waverly Dark Wax, and I just smeared that all around. And now I did let that dry some before I put that on. That just didn't show in the video. But you'll see all the wrinkles. I love them. And then I decided we need to embellish that frame just a little bit. So I went to my stash, and I had some junky black florals from the Dollar Tree. And when I laid this kind of spiderwebby looking piece down, I thought it was going to work, but it didn't. So I went to my stash and got some creepy cloth. And that gave it something, because that glue was coming through real bad on that spiderweb looking thing. And then I just took, it's hard to see because it's all black. I took that a little flower, and I tried the eye, but it was blue and it just showed up too much. So some of the leaves on some other flowers had a little gold tip on them, and I just cut off 3 of those and added those in. And I think it turned out real cute. And this is how it looks finished. I may go back and add some cinnamon to the frame. I'm not real sure. Jury's still out on that. I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're going to move on to my second little prize, and it's just a Dollar General hang tag. Now that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this hang tag. It's cute, but that's paper on there. And you really need to get that paper off before you decide to decoupage anything. So I sanded it and I wet it. I laid a paper towel on it wet and let it work. And then it's just a matter of peeling it off. And I got most of it off. If you can get that top slick layer off, it makes everything easier. So I got the top slick layer off, and then, you just keep peeling. And once I got that off, then I could use my little gator sander to get the rest of that residue off. It comes off really good. If you don't do that, when you lay down your decoupage medium, it'll bubble up on you. So you really need to remove all those papers and things if you find, I mean, this was $1 and you just can't beat that. So I got it all off and I sanded it down and got it like I wanted it. And then I just took, I think I used ivory. I'm not real sure. It's not pure white, but it was a creamy white, just chalk paint that I got from Walmart. I don't even remember the brand. And then I thought, well, I might use some of my molds that I had poured in resin, and I painted them brown, and I painted the back brown, and I left them to dry. Now I had this napkin that I've had for I don't know how long, and there you see me testing that resin mold, and I decided I didn't want to use the mold. It was too fancy for what I was doing. It just didn't look right with this particular napkin. So this time I used my DIY liquid patina and laid my napkin down, and I had separated the back this time, y'all. And of course used some plastic wrap to get my wrinkles out, and it just turned out real good. But that cream color spot was really big, and I wanted something to go in there. Now I have lots of alphabet stamps, and these just worked out the best. Now those sticky ones that you peel off, here's what I've learned. Get you one of the plates or whatever they call those things that you put stamps on, and get some double-sided tape and lay them down on that and stick them to the double-sided tape, and then you have more control. So I just chose the word gather, and I stamped it in a green that coincided with the greens that are in that napkin, and pressed that down real good. And I really like the way that worked. But I'm telling y'all, the double-sided tape really helps on those templates to keep those little loose letters straight. And then, of course, I just gator sanded around the edges, and then I used my Tim Holtz vintage stuff around the edges, and there it is. I think it turned out real cute. It was real simple, didn't take too long, and I hope my hostess likes it. I thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me again next time we get a video. And from now on, I think it's Christmas. Thank you.